Ckws Weather.
Well, you can certainly feel it out there. The atmosphere is ripe with warmth and humidity, and as a cold front, a lifting mechanism moves through that air mass today, there is the risk of storms. We've already seen those storms pop up, western parts of the GTA, portions of southwestern Ontario. We've seen some heavy downpours across northern Ontario. This is all due to a cold front, and yes, it will be cooler in the wake of that front. You'll feel it tonight into tomorrow especially, but in the meantime, we're dealing with that potential for some strong storms. You can see the lightning associated with that moving through the west end of the GTA, through Hamilton, Oakville, Burlington, eventually farther east. We're expecting that this afternoon. And in terms of what we've got in terms of concern is a severe thunderstorm watch, which means conditions are favorable. See, there have been some warnings in the west end of the GTA for strong wind gusts, heavy downpours, torrential downpours possible, along with some hail. Northern sections of Ontario and through western Quebec under a rainfall warning. There has been some pretty steady rain. And here's a look at our risk map today. The areas in this color here, in that sort of orange color, severe weather is possible. We're looking at the possibility, though, of stronger storms that could provide some rotation and some tornadoes through portions of eastern Ontario. So that will be something to watch this afternoon as well. As we look at your forecast conditions, up to the high 20s with the humidity, but that will be dropping as we move through tomorrow. We'll talk about another warm-up, though, by the weekend just ahead.
The battle over booze.
Well, we haven't seen any widespread showers or thunderstorms for quite some time, well, at least since last week around the GTA. And, well, of course, there was that significant flooding last week, the worries of potentially more heavy downpours this afternoon, and some strong storms as well. But it's not going to be a prolonged event. It's just that we do have to watch out, especially this afternoon around the Toronto area, for that risk of some storms. As we move through this afternoon, though, and into the early evening hours, I think that risk of storms around Toronto anyway will diminish. Montreal will still have that chance into the early evening hours, and then we look at temperatures dropping as we head through the overnight. The front that's causing those storms is actually going to bring, well, it's going to reduce the humidity out there, so it won't be quite as humid as it has been tomorrow. Certainly, you'll feel that difference. As we look at the jet stream pattern, we've got the trough in place in the east here. That signifies an unsettled pattern and some cooler conditions dropping south across the Great Lakes and into southwestern Quebec, although we are tracking a ridge that will build back in as we move into the weekend and early next week. So we're tracking the storms that are certainly possible through the afternoon. Some gusty winds, some heavy downpours, torrential downpours possible. Even the risk of some storms that do rotate in eastern Ontario through the afternoon and early evening hours. We'll have to watch out for the possibility of some tornadoes. And then that system clears. We're looking at the possibility of some showers, slight chance as we head through eastern Ontario and southwestern Quebec. The GTA will be dry on Thursday with a northerly breeze. It'll be cooler, and then on Friday we see temperatures ramp back up across all areas along with the sunshine and that sunny pattern continuing into the weekend. So here's a look at the 7-day. 24 cooler on Thursday in Toronto, then back up to the high 20s Friday, Saturday, plenty of sunshine. Warmer and more humid as we head into Sunday and early next week. We're watching out for the risk of some storms as well by early next week. For Montreal, slight chance of an early day shower especially, then temperatures, and cooler Thursday, temperatures ramping back up. High 20s, low 30s into the weekend, along with that humidity building, the risk of some storms early next week. And that's a look at your forecast.
Okay, thanks, Ross.
Time now for our first look at the forecast. For that, let's check in with weather specialist Kaylee Bedore. Kaylee.
Thanks, Carrie. An active day weather-wise around the region. So earlier today, some of the more significant storm threats were staying a little bit farther north of Highway 7, but certainly through Lanark County, we're getting in on that action. And that storm risk does continue for the eastern part of the province tonight. So even through Kingston, still, again, that risk that we do see some thunderstorm activity for now. However, it is going to ease and will continue to ease as the evening progresses. Some winds pick up a little bit from the northwest tomorrow afternoon. A few showers possible, but also some sunshine. You might catch a rainbow tomorrow as well. If we take a look at some of the winds, so of course associated with those storms today, heavy rain, strong winds, and also even in some cases some hail. We had watches and warnings in place throughout the day. Tomorrow, what we're looking at is more of a west wind and then becoming a northwest wind, so expect a few gusts tomorrow, but then they'll start to ease by the weekend. Not a lot of wind in the forecast. Temperatures will start to climb at the weekend as well. Tomorrow a little bit more seasonal. Let's take a look though for tonight. Storm threat does continue as we head through this evening. 17 degrees for Kingston overnight. Temperatures remain in the mid to upper teens. And then into the day tomorrow, it starts to shift. We are looking at about 24 for the daytime high. That wind, again, a bit gusty coming in from the west. Wind gusts up to 40, even 50 possible at times. Mix of sun and cloud. We've got some sun tomorrow, but a few showers are possible through the afternoon. So on the tails of a very active day weather-wise for some, we are looking at high pressure setting up for the latter part of this work week over the weekend as well. So we do have a stretch of sunshine in the forecast. More on that coming up. For now, that's a first look at your weather.
First Weather is brought to you by Aubin Windows and Doors. For premium products, award-winning service, and professional installations, visit aubin.com.
Well, time now for a full look at your forecast. It has been an active day weather-wise. That storm risk is easing for the most part, though. Thunderstorm risk does continue this hour. As we head overnight into Thursday, certainly a different setup, but along this advancing cold front today, some significant storms developing, strong winds, heavy rain, hail, some tornado warnings also issued throughout the afternoon. You could just see that active weather developing along that line. Now through the overnight, as I mentioned, it is easing. Some of the main storm target zones today, northern Kawartha Lakes through Cottage Country and central Ontario pushing east. We had that just kind of north of Highway 7, Lanark County, heading toward Renfrew, Ottawa Valley, and along the Quebec border as well. But that does extend, and we do still have, again, risk of thunderstorms before this does start to clear out of the region. Let's take a closer look. Heavy rain as well through the GTA and Durham region today. Now seeing some clearing. That does continue for tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud, but it is going to be a different feel tomorrow. And right across the region, we're looking at winds to pick up from the west and then the northwest, gusting up to about 40-50 kilometers per hour. So watching for that. Again, that's going to be fairly widespread. A bit of cloud cover tomorrow in Haliburton through the afternoon. Kingston area, South Frontenac, you could be getting a few showers, but still plenty of sun through Thursday as well. One of those days where it's sunny, you come outside, you might get a little bit wet, a rainbow possible tomorrow, but keep in mind, again, for tonight, still some active weather is possible before this really does start to clear out. By tomorrow morning, mid-teens around the map. Again, that northwest feel. We have plenty of sunshine for tomorrow, mid-20s for Northumberland County, Durham region as well, 22 for Uxbridge. Haliburton tomorrow, a bit more cloud cover, does linger farther north, and then for Lindsay, 24 for Peterborough also. Daytime high for Kingston, 24. It is going to be feeling closer to this rather than some of that humidity we've been experiencing. And as I mentioned, some wind gusts are possible, but those start to ease by Friday, and certainly over the weekend we do have some pleasant conditions on the way. By Friday 27, those temperatures climb into the weekend. Here's a look for Oshawa, but next week, especially midweek, that active weather threat does return. Keep in mind, 26 is about that seasonal high. We're going to be hovering around that point by the weekend, though. By Sunday, Peterborough area could be into the 30s, and then again, storm threat returns next week, so we will be following that. For Kingston, as we head for Friday, Saturday, looking at upper 20s next week, once again in that thunderstorm risk. For now, that's a full look at your forecast.
Your long-range weather is brought to you by Haven Home Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly serving Kingston and the surrounding area since 1996.
Time now for our first look at the forecast. For that, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Anthony Farnell. Anthony.
Good evening. It has been rather active, not so much in Kingston, but areas to the north towards Smiths Falls, Rideau Ferry, dealing with severe weather, including a tornado warning and a potential tornado. I know there was some reports of damage in this vicinity, so let's zoom in and I'll show you what happened around this region as a line of storms moved through. This is what we call a potential QLCS tornado. They're rather weak, but they can spin up quickly without much warning right when that bow echo almost creates its own little hook. So that's what we saw on radar. There seems to be some ground truth as well. And I know Ckws from the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Western University will be out there examining exactly what happened. 27 in Trenton, 27 on Prince Edward County, 27 in Peterborough today, looking at a 26-degree high, but it'll be cooler tomorrow around Kingston as the wind flow switches more to the northwest. So here's how it looks. Over the course of the night tonight, the sky clears out and there'll be some clouds tomorrow afternoon, but not for long. It is back to sunshine after that, and the temperature will be climbing, so enjoy the relative cool conditions tomorrow. Your weekend forecast is still ahead.
First Weather is brought to you by Aubin Windows and Doors. For premium products, award-winning service, and professional installations, visit aubin.com.
US Sports is a presentation of Gan Chef Buick GMC Cadillac. Look for their new dealer app available on Google Play and the iTunes App Store.
From the Sky Tracker Weather Center, it is finally done raining. Happy to say that we are in for a dry stretch of weather that's going to take us through the next couple of days at least, likely until Monday evening or overnight. 23 degrees tomorrow afternoon. You saw that temperature briefly flash over the screen. It's 20 outside at this hour, and it'll be 16 under clear skies early in the morning. A lot of sun early and then more clouds as the day progresses. Currently 16 in Thunder Bay, 23 Winnipeg, still 30 in Calgary. Unfortunately, a south wind has made a very difficult situation worse in Jasper. They're going to get some rain tonight. That's the good news. The bad news is that the fire has now reached the south part of town, including numerous structures that have burned. And I just hope the rain gets there quickly and the winds subside. There's smoke that will once again return to our weather pattern this weekend. There was actually smoke in the sky today, in between all of those downpours, and boy, did it come down. Local flooding, we're used to that now, aren't we? Well, this cold front has cleared through and the humidity has definitely dropped, and we'll get that northwest flow, fresh air for a day or so. And then look at this, another round of smoke for southwestern Ontario, still clear air across the northeast. And then Friday night into Saturday, maybe another round of smoke. This summer starting to look similar to last year with all that's going on out west. There's tomorrow's chance of a shower in Ottawa, nothing like the downpours today. And then on Friday, it's sunshine for everyone. Fantastic weather heading into the weekend. Cool for sleeping tonight, 12 in Muskoka. Tomorrow, a high of only 19 in Ottawa, 25 in Fort Erie, London, and Windsor, 25 also in Pickering and much of Durham. Peel will be closer to 24. 26 Friday, 27 Saturday, still low humidity until Monday. At this point, it feels like 36 with the risk of late-day thunderstorms. 28 on Tuesday, 29 again on Wednesday. And here's your dog walking forecast tomorrow. Just perfect conditions for a walk with the temperature climbing to 21 by 10 a.m. Have a great night.
Your